go a couple things here before the break happens. Daryl's always commenting, which I always like. He always gives me a topic, always gives me a reason to talk. So, yeah, finally started buying banners. Yes, I gave up on banners. It was something that I really gave up on, but it has. Eventually, you're gonna have to max them. You're gonna have to work on them. You're gonna have to max them. I don't think they're adding them after 35. I think it's a dead item. So once you max them, I think they're maxed. Um, that's why I don't really want to spend too much money on them or points. But I'm 35, so once I get all this stuff to 35, I'm gonna have to focus on maxing those. Um, Ice Lord 2, that's a good thing to have. Ice Lord 2, I would say Ice Lord 3 is where you want to be at to be really stronger than the Death Seeker, so I'll try to do, that. But then he goes into about my troop making and me having 4 million plus troops and all that. So I'll go into a couple things here. Come on. There we go. Yes, I have more than 4 million. Alright. If 4,804, as a matter of fact, right now, and counting. Um, there's a, I'll go over a couple strategies first, other than mine, because mine is not free friendly. I don't recommend you making troops like me, unless you really can do it. You can do whatever you want, but if you're gonna make that many troops, you're gonna have to shield all the time. There's no such thing. There's no such thing for me as sitting in the hive unshielded. It's not even during peace. I shield. I'm not that dumb. I don't trust people. But on top of that, it's just not. You become a target after a while. But I'll go over a couple things first. A couple strategies first. Um, you don't want to make, if you're a free player or low spender or some of the medium spenders even do it. You don't want to make more than 4 marches. Okay, and what I mean by that is you want to make it 4 so you have a scout march when you're hiding the troops. Don't hide troops in rallies against castles because you can't shield. That's dumb. Hide them in barbarian rallies. Um, but here's a couple of strategies that I told people over the years to do. The first main one I've seen people do is make 3 marches of high tier troops, highest tier troops, and 1 march of very low tier troops. That is the ideal setup if you want to have a large power base. Okay. However, if you get caught and you get hit, very costly. Good luck healing. It's going to be expensive. That's the one thing bad about that one. So make sure you hide your troops and make sure you do what you're supposed to do because it could be very expensive on healing. Um, the bad thing also about that is you can't take too many hits. 1 or 2 hits, you better shield from a higher up player because if you have what I call fodder troops, lower tier troops, um, it makes it easier for take a hit. Those lower tier troops will go in your hospital, very easy to heal. Upper tier troops will go in sanctum, etc., and very uncostly way of doing it. But that's one thing I've seen that's an effective thing is make 3 high tier troops, 1 low tier troops, kind of try to keep siege as a minimum, if not non-existent. Um, another bad thing, another fail about that one is you can send. You're gonna have to send full marches to tiles if you want to gather tiles. I'm not a big fan of tiles. I don't gather tiles, but if you want to gather tiles with that particular setup, 3 high tier troop setup, you're going to have to send full marches to hide them. Okay, so it's going to be very costly if your tile gets hit. Okay, so that's one of the options. Um, Me personally, if you are a free player, that's more of a medium spinner to me. But some free players do it just for the bonus of the power rating and being on leaderboards. But to me, the more popular one to me, if I was to do it, which I'm doing with the other account right now, you can build 1.5 high tier troop marches. Okay, so you have half a march left over, so you can start banging on people, um, and then you're going to build 1.5 marches of low tier troops. All right, so that's three. The three marches. Then a march of siege. Okay, the good thing about this is you can hide the main march, your main attack march, in the alliance resources. Okay, you can hide the other big march or half a big march in someone's castle, and you can still gather, if you do it right, on 3 tiles. So you can still gather, three out of five on the tiles. So that's not bad. So you're gathering 4 and then you're hiding 1. So it's not that bad of a deal. And if you get hit, it's not detrimental. You have some low tier troops that are going to go in your hospital, fill your hospital up, and the higher tier troops obviously are going to go to the sanctum and all that. So it's, I mean, now on that's my two personal ones that are effective. I really wouldn't get into trying to make 10 billion troops. Um, like I do if it's not a factor of you're not keeping up with your bonuses, because it's very difficult. It can cost you, you get frustrated, you end up quitting. Alright, so now I'm on to mine. I don't recommend unless you plan on living that life. Um, One of his questions is, how do I get so many? I actually built way back when things were a little different. You can send multiple marches to a building, etc. I actually built about 1.5 million troops at one point without a shield, just by hiding in certain buildings like Dragon Altar, things like that. People just weren't paying attention back then. It's a long time ago. Nowadays, you'll get your ass smacked. Um, Also, nowadays, you can't do that. Another thing I did is I had 3 million troops at the moment. It was back when Alliance Conquest started. Way back when Alliance Conquest first started, I actually hid my troops and didn't heal them in the hospital for like 3 months. I swear to God, them motherfuckers was sitting in there for like 3 months. So I built a lot of troops doing that. Got in a lot of fights during that time. Even after that time, I lost about 3 million troops going up against the number one killer in the game. I also cost him 200 million power later on, which was about 2 3 million troops as well. So we went back and forth, but um, uh, to go into it, my strategy is very simple. If you look, not all my troops are high tier troops. I keep about 100,000. I'll probably and some of the more key ones, 140,000 in tier 2 infantry, things like that. I call those fodder troops. What I mean by fodder troops is they're basically there when you get hit to die. Okay, my first hit, I actually kill a lot, but they also kill a lot, and that's by design. It kills a lot, and then they kill a lot. They hit me the second time, thinking it's safe. Oh, he lost 400,000, and then boom, they'll only kill 200,000. Because when they run into your higher tier troops, they're gonna lose more and kill less. It's just the way it goes. So the fodder troops don't bother me. So when I'm out getting teleporting and someone hits me, it doesn't bother me as much. They can kill 700, 800,000 troops, and it's not going to kill me because most of those are going to be what I call fodder troops, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, 6, whatever. Very easy to heal, so I just shield up and heal them later. My strategy for this, obviously, is when I first started doing this and building the fodder troops, what I would do is I'd do the big tier like I am right now, and in the morning when I wake up, I would speed train them the rest of the time to finish the big tier troops and then build small tier throughout the day when I'm capable of being on. Okay, such as tier 10, nighttime, speed them during the morning, tier 2, tier 4, tier 6 during the day, whatever happens to be that I happen to be building, until I got to 100,000. I speed trained some tier 2, things like that later on. Um, so I got a lot of lower tier troops, and then once I got a decent amount of upper tier troops with a combination of really good lower tier troops, I really focused on the tier 10, which I'm doing right now, which I have, about 350,000 of each one of them. And what I'm doing now, and this is the best way to build troops without burning the hell out of your speed ups, is make 2 batches per day. Okay, but even before I got more geese, I was still planning doing 2 batches per day. And what I would do is every morning I would speed train them and start another batch and speed train them at the end of the day. So I was making 2 batches per day. I can make 1370. If I put the card on, I can make about almost 1700 per building if I wanted to. The card doesn't do anything for speeding up your training, so I don't bother. But that's how I'm doing it right now. I stopped in the last couple days because of the fact that I did a Stronghold 35 and I burned a lot of speed ups. I'll probably be doing it again here pretty soon. But that's just a little insight on the troop making. If you plan on doing the massive amount of troops that I have, you should be you should make 2 batches per day, no matter what tier they are. That way you're not burning the hell out of speed ups. You're using some speed ups, but you're still being positive and making a good amount every single day. If you do that for a month or two, it starts adding up. All right, so that's my thing. That's how I do it. I don't sit there like some people will speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up. I do it over a period of time. And I do it consistently. Like I said, unless you plan on keeping up with your bonuses really high on that, I don't recommend it. I'd probably recommend, depending on what stronghold you are, between 1.2 million, maybe 1.5 million troops. Um, Unless you plan on keeping up with your bonuses, and make the shit out of it. But if you're gonna do my strategy, okay, don't go making 10 million fucking high tier troops. Make sure you build some low tier troops. So when you do get hit, it's killing those first. That way you have what we call fodder troops. Okay, if you have any questions about fodder troops or a strategy behind that, they're very cost efficient to heal. So that's what I would do. But there's a little bit of insight into the couple things or couple strategies that I feel are the most effective on making, and then my own personal one, because of the fact that I have plan on having like 10 million troops at one point in time. So, all right, you have any questions? Comments? Put them in the comment section. All right, bye.